What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Unlucky Sevens. I decided to pick up my phone and make a YouTube video, the first one ever. I've been meaning to do this for a while now, but you know, life tends to make you prioritize different things. Until now, it's like a Saturday, and I'm here in my place, and I guess it's just time. It's the time to make my first YouTube video and get what I want to say out to the ears that need to hear it, that need to hear what I have to contribute. Um, my channel is going to be mostly targeted towards young men, um, mostly men that grew up with single mothers, young men that are lacking a masculine male role model in their life. Um, yeah. So the what I wanted to talk about was the faithfulness of modern women, right? How how is it that when society gives them all the tools at their disposal to not need a man because society, civilization has replaced the need for a man in a modern woman's life. You know, they've got um, all these government programs. They've got, you know, WIC. They've got um, alimony. They've got child support. They've got food stamps. They have, you know, companies giving them employment over men because they fulfill a quota. They fill the quota of, you know, being female, which adds to the diversity of the company, or also it adds to the diversity of race, depending on if the female is Asian or black or whatever. So modern civilization they've given women a lot of tools to help them be independent of men. So with all this independence, um, why is it that they still want to be married when they say that they don't need a man, that they're strong, that they can do it all by themselves, they can do bad all by themselves, but yet there's that itch that they need to scratch because it's in their DNA, it's in their nature, it's part of who they are to want companionship. And young men, what I have to say is it's almost impossible for a woman from Generation X, Generation Z, and above to actually be faithful to you. The reason I say this is, well, actually, let's look at the definition of faithful first, right? The definition of faithful, I got it pulled up on my computer right here. Remaining loyal and steadfast. The example Google gives is throughout his career, he remained faithful to the principles of classical art, right? So being faithful to what you believe in, holding true and not changing your standards, um, and following through to the letter, right? So when a man and a woman is in a relationship, each of them plays a role, right? The man is the traditional role is of a man is he provides, he protects, he produces, and if you wanna add procreation, he provides his seed. If the relationship is that far, and you can start having children or what have you, if that's where it wants to go. But in that traditional sense, of producing, providing, protecting, procreation, if it gets there, is a woman going to do her part as her traditional part which is to be the helper of her man, to support him in all his needs, and to take care of the home and the little things, so that he can focus on the big things, right? But there's a dynamic here where it's a yin and yang, right? A push and pull, right? A codependency, right? Where the man, he relies on his woman to take care of those little things so he can take care of the big things, and she relies on him to take care of the big things, you know, so she can focus on the little things. But now that the government provides her with, all these financial resources, the protection, there's the police, there's groups, there's even social media. They use social media to make videos, post videos, and garner all the attention that they need, and backing, basically, what they call an echo chamber, which I would consider that to be protection too, because instead of the woman feeling, some sort of guilt or claim accountability for her actions, she has the ear of hundreds of thousands of people, mainly women, that would back her up, telling her that her decisions are right, making her continue to go down the path, which is the wrong path, instead of correcting her behavior and taking the word of her partner and doing what she needs to do, so that their relationship can work, so that that dynamic in their relationship remains functional. So with the police, like I said, the different financial programs that the government provides, the man is basically, unnecessary in her life. We like why it's basically to the point now that women, they just want men as trophies, right? They want men to just check a box. That's all that they want a man for now, because they can get everything else from the government. But once that the government is unable to provide that, then they'll come running back to the men saying, "Oh, we need men." You know, that's bound to happen sooner or later. It happens, throughout history, when civilization is on the brink of collapse. It's always, "Oh, we need men. We need men to protect us. We need men to provide for us." But that's going, somewhere out that, is probably for another video. But the other definition that Google gives over here is true to the facts of the original. Now, the example that they give is the rugs, they make today remain faithful to their ancestors' methods. So the original woman that I can think of is Eve. I don't know if you're a Christian or if you are religious in any way, but I've studied, the Bible, and I grew up Christian, so I'm well versed in what the original woman's purpose was. God created Eve, to be Adam's helper, to be, his life partner, to be the helpmeet and the companion that is separate from all of the other animals in the garden. God made, the fish, the birds, the beasts, and he said that all of these are fine, but none of them is distinctively created to be Adam's partner. So he took, a rib of Adam, and he created Eve and said, "Here, this is your helpmeet." And Adam said, "You're bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh," yada yada yada, and that's it. So, do women nowadays remain faithful to the original? To their original purpose? When a woman nowadays comes into a man's life, I've gone on dating apps, and I've seen the requirements that women are asking for, a long laundry list of things that are mostly superficial, and it doesn't get down to the basics of why a woman is on there seeking a partner. So it's not even that they're looking for substance. The only thing I can think of is they're just looking for a quick, fun session. if you know what I mean. Um, so, are they faithful to the original purpose of what a woman is for? No, no. Going back to the example of the dating apps that I just gave, I was on Facebook dating for a while, and I met a young lady on there. And when I was serious when I was on there. I wasn't going on there to, get my rocks off or anything like that. I was actually looking for somebody that I can say is my partner, potentially life partner, if she qualified. And I asked her this simple question: are you willing to spend the rest of your life alone? And her answer was yes. And for me, that was like, okay, so basically she's a modern, strong, independent woman that lives by the mantra that she can do it all by herself. And I said to her, do you realize what you're saying? That if you're willing to spend the rest of your life alone, if you can't find a male partner, that makes you unfaithful. And she was like, what? How me being by myself makes me unfaithful? Make that make sense. And I was like, okay, so you're already committed to being by yourself, right? Which means that when you go into a relationship with a man, if there are any discrepancies along the way, if there's anything that makes life hard, if there's anything that makes the relationship difficult, if it gets rocky, you're gonna be 1 foot in the door and 1 foot out the door. You're gonna be ready to jump out the plane and pull the parachute cord because you've already committed in the back of your mind that, hey, I'm willing to be by myself. I don't need you, right? And that's basically what it means. If you're willing to spend the rest of your life by yourself, you're not committed to work at a relationship. You're not committed to sticking around through the hard times. You're not committed to being his ride or die. You're not committed to being that man's partner. You're not committed to being his helpmeet because you can go and you can rely on the government and you can be by yourself. You can make your 9 to 5 money. If your 9 to 5 money isn't enough, you can apply for food stamps. You can apply for welfare or anything, or you can go out there and find a man, have a child for him, then leave and get child support. If things don't work out, I'm not saying that it would be a woman's modus operandi to go out there and get pregnant just so that she can get child support. But, people do crazy things nowadays. So, back to what I was saying, if a woman ever thinks and ever says to a man that is a potential suitor, hey, I'm willing to be by myself if I can't find the right man for me, that's a sign that she's not worth your time. She's not worth investing in. Because when things get rocky, she won't be there. She's gonna pack her bags and she's gonna leave. Because she can do bad by herself. Instead of sticking with you through the hard times, helping you build, helping you recover, wherever you are in that point of your life, she's not gonna stick it out. Because by herself is just fine. So and at that point I was like, so why are you even on the dating app if you're committed to being by yourself? That kind of doesn't make sense. Like, why are you here? And at that point the conversation ended. She never responded, and I would assume that she blocked me because I asked a hard question. I asked a hard question that made her reveal that her motives were not truly genuine to her cause. She made a profile. She posted pictures. She waited there, to catch a fish. She got a fish, and then said, "I'm not committed to this." And that's generally the mentality of most women nowadays. They are very independent, quote unquote, strong, and they would rather to have a man as an accessory instead of a necessity. And young men, I would definitely like for you to remember these words from this video and let it marinate, let it apply to your life going forward when you start dealing with women. You know, if they feel as if they can do fine without you, then you shouldn't commit to that because they'll be fine without you. All right, thank you. Um, Thank you for listening to this video, and hopefully there'll be more. I plan on making more videos about these subjects, hard topics of life that would help young men going from adolescence to adulthood, because I needed that when I was their age and I didn't have that. All right.